Sorry for the delay, but I'm here and I wanted to hop on here. I won't be on here long. And I know I say this every time, but today's not gonna be too long. I wanted to give you guys some tips on commuting, so I'll give you guys about a minute to hop on in here. When you come in, say hey. If you're re-watching this, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and yeah, say hey in the comments for me. That'd be great. Oh, we got one person. Hey. Yay, I'm not talking to myself. Okay, I'll give y'all like one extra minute and then I will talk about some commuting tips. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. If you're coming in, say hi. Do a wave in the comments, something, let me know I'm not talking to myself. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the topic. So I want to talk about how to commute as a flight attendant. And for the purpose of this video, I'll just use my own example when I used to be based in Denver. So commuting is possible. It is definitely a thing that many flight attendants do. Yes, it is a little bit harder to commute these days because the flights are full. Everybody and their mama wants to travel these days and they want to take advantage of the flights and stuff like that. And you guys have to keep in mind that yes, all the airlines are hiring, but if all the airlines are hiring and they're also taking in new people, that means there's more people with flight benefits. That means that there are more people on the standby list. So you have to think about all of that. So not only do you have free flight benefits, but other people have that same option. So it's more competition to get a seat, especially when the flight is already full. But there is a way to do it. So first off, I'm gonna use my example. Oh, if you're new, say hey for me. And give the video a thumbs up on your way in. All right, so sorry. Let me log into this really fast. So, if you guys have any questions, you can insert them, and then once I'm done explaining the best ways to commute, I will answer the questions before I head off of here. But okay, so when I was based in Denver and I had to commute from Atlanta, I would use this website called PassWriter. And PassWriter is going to show you all of the ways that you can get to, for my instance, Atlanta to Denver. So I'm going to put that in right now on the website. Atlanta, Denver, let's see. Okay, so the website will show you, I don't know if I can show you guys this. Can you guys see it? Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but here it is. So it's gonna show you all the ways you can get to Denver. It has every single flight from Atlanta to Denver. So I will take a look at this. It's gonna also show you basically all the flights that leave from Atlanta to Denver, as well as the airline associated with it. So it has Southwest, Frontier, Delta, United, everything for that day. So I would look at this, and with my airline, I have benefits to fly with basically all the airlines. So you cannot double book yourself. You can't book yourself for, let's say, a United flight and a Delta flight. However, I would, oh, sorry, this cleared out. I would book myself for the first flight of the day or the last flight of the day if I need to come into work early on the following day. So I would take the very last flight. I think the latest flight, let's see, the latest flight from Atlanta to arrive to Denver would be the 9:54 p.m. flight, and I would always take that one. Get to Denver by 11 p.m. and go to the hotel and be on reserve from 5 a.m. to from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I always did it that way. I believe there was one time when I did change my schedule to work 9 to 9 when I was based in Denver, but did I do that? Yeah, I did. I worked PM shift in Denver before, so that was 9 to 9, and in that case, I would take the very first flight of the day, which from Atlanta to Denver was 6 a.m., leaving Atlanta and arrive there at 7:25 a.m. That was in the Southwest flight. So it works out. It's better when you're going from east to west because you have more time in your day once you arrive. If it's the other way around, if you're going from like California to New York, that's not favorable. So I definitely wouldn't recommend. And plus, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, if you're new, like the video, say hey. I don't have any comments, but I have like 12 people in here. What's going on? Anyways, yeah, if you're in, say hey, say hi, like the video. Okay, so you're gonna use pass rider, first flight of the day or the last flight of the day. So let's say all of those flights are full, right? That's never happened to me, but I was flying back in 2021. I don't commute anymore, but if it was full, then you just have to get creative. So instead of going even if my final destination is going to be Denver, instead of going from Denver, if all the flights were full going from Atlanta to Denver, then I would have to basically get creative. And what I mean by that is go from possibly Atlanta to Dallas and then go from Dallas to Denver, because there's a possibility that there may be open flights that way. Maybe go from Atlanta to Phoenix and then Phoenix to Denver. Another way you could go is you could even go all the way out of the way, Atlanta to LA, LA to Denver. That's kind of out of the way. But if you have to take desperate measures to get to work, then that's just something that you have to do. So just when you're commuting, think of all the different ways that you can get to work. And if you live close enough, so sometimes the minimum is a 2-hour window to get to work. So if you live far enough to where you can, close enough in this case, that you can drive within the 2 hours, then I would do that, because you can just drive. And it's not all the time that they're gonna call you and you only have 2 hours out. Majority of the time, they let me know hours in advance when I'm on reserve. I can't speak for other people because I have had a line for a couple of months. I'm higher in seniority. So if you're new, then there may be a chance where you get called last minute and you only have 2 hours. So you definitely want to be in base, because you don't want to use up your emergencies on not being able to show up to work because you're commuting. So definitely be strategic as much as you can. And a lot of you guys have been asking me about crash pads, hotels, really crash pads. And honestly, I don't have any advice for crash pads. I never did crash pads. I do have a video, which let me know and I'll link down below so you guys can find it, about commuting. I mean, not commuting, about when I was about to do a crash pad, but I ended up not doing it and I went the hotel route. Honestly, I've heard good stories about having crash pads and I've heard not so good stories about crash pads. But overall, that just does not fit with my lifestyle. So if crash padding is something that you're considering, I would definitely talk to someone who has actually experienced it. If I've heard about, trying to give you an example, I've heard probably about 10 different crash pad stories, and 3 out of 10 were like good, successful stories, and the 7 were not so good stories. And they weren't horrible stories, but it sounded like there was drama within the crash pad, or like drama between the owner of the crash pad and a flight attendant. So yeah, just very different scenarios. I don't really want to tell y'all stories of what I've heard because I wasn't there. So it's just like, I don't know what happened. You know, when you only get one side, I can't go off one side. Like, who knows what the flight attendant did. Yeah, but again, out of the 10, I heard 3 good stories. And like, people have become friends. They're still friends to this day. They work together, all that. So I think that is a possibility. It just depends. Sorry guys, I'm trying to, I got my green juice. Ta-da. Oh my, I want to show you guys this. Look, passenger made me and the other flight attendant a ring out of $1. Like, he literally had $1 and started rolling it up and made a ring, and I was like, this is so cute. This is so cute. I was like, I'm gonna cherish it for as long as I can, because immediately when he gave it to me, I went to the bathroom and washed my hands. Got it wet. And I was like, I'm already messing up. But yeah. Okay, do you guys have any questions? I'm trying to think, is there anything else for commuting? If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know and I will answer them while I'm on here. Make sure you come in, like the video, say hey. I'm surprised no one is saying anything. Oh my goodness. Are y'all alive? Can you hear me? What if y'all couldn't hear me this whole video? Well, everyone must be at work. It's really quiet today. Okay guys, well, if no one has any questions, then I think I'm gonna head off of here soon. I can't think of anything that I want to add about commuting. Yeah, it is a risk, but it's not impossible to do. You can definitely commute. It's still possible. There are a few people that I've talked to in my consultations who are telling me that they're from a small town, so they would have to go from one, they would have to go from a regional airport to an international airport to get to their base. So that's something to think about. If you have to do a long drive plus a flight, then another flight, you have to ask yourself, is that something that I want to do? Because that can become overwhelming very quickly. Oh no. Let me see. For some reason, I want to know more about the interview process. Thanks for all the info. I just got my CGO for SkyWest and have a face-to-face with Envoy and Delta. Oh, awesome. Congrats. Well, it sounds like you have like a couple options on the table. Definitely look at the pros and cons. Check out my channel for pros and cons and what do you want to do. Oh, girl, you got a lot. More about the interview process. What exactly do you want to know about the interview process? I mean, I have videos about how to succeed in your interview, things you should highlight about yourself. But what exactly do you want to know? Y'all, there are so many videos about the flight attendant interview. I just feel like you need to go in and do it. Like, because they don't ask the same questions. You know, they switch up the questions. That's the biggest thing. They really switch up the questions a lot. And it's more about showcasing yourself and your personality. What kinds of questions will they ask? Yeah, they will ask different questions. But think of regular interview questions like, what would you do in the event of an emergency? I've heard of a very popular question, how would you describe the color blue to a blind person? And, or green or something like that. Blue, green, one of those. And at first I used to think that was that wasn't a good question. But it actually is a good question because sometimes you're going to be on the plane with people who are in fact blind, people who have a hard time hearing, all types of stuff. So you actually do need to be able to explain the best way you can. Girl, your interview videos helped me so much. Yay! I'm waiting on my passport to finish my face-to-face with Frontier and Spirit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I do have a video about... I have a video, one of my older videos about how to pass your interview. Let me know in the comments of this video, and I'll post a link there because that was a really good video. Like, all of my videos are good, but I feel like my very, very early videos are just gave y'all a whole lot of tea, okay? Whole lot of tea to help you get the job, get yourself in the door, all that good stuff. Hi. Sorry, y'all. Sorry I'm shaking this. Oh, wait. Oh, I can check it over here. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. I know this looks a little crooked, but you guys gotta bear with me. I'm a nurse and nursing instructor, and that is a question I have never heard before, but will be using with my class. Oh, nice. So with Spirit, for your face-to-face, would this be a second? Like, what is their process? Because I don't work for Spirit, but how does their process work? I have a question on how to avoid getting in trouble or how to avoid getting written up. What is your question? Oh, is the question how to avoid getting in trouble? Oh, girl, do your job. Do your job and follow the rules. Number 1, show up on time. If you don't do anything else, you need to show up. on time. Actually early so that the plane can leave on time. That is the quickest way that people will get like fired quickly, especially if you're on probation. And that's why probation is so long. It's like, do not come late anywhere. That's a big one. Honestly, there's so many checks and balances because you're gonna go through training. They're gonna teach you everything that you need to know. Then you're gonna take the exams. You're gonna pass all those exams. Then you're gonna go through IOE, which is basically where you are job shadowing an actual flight attendant. Then you're gonna perform your job in front of her or him. They're gonna pass you, and then you do your job. So they have thoroughly made sure you know how to do your job. So once you do that, all you have to do is show up and do it. Not showing up and not doing your job is the quickest way to get fired. Yeah. Those are the only things that I really know. Yeah, the people that I went to flight attendant training with, they got let go because of commuting and not be able to show up to work. And what I just tell you, show up and do your job. They were not showing up. And not on purpose, it's because commuting is difficult. It can be difficult depending on where you're going to and from. This is my first flight attendant job. Cool. Well, yeah, you're gonna like it. I don't know much about Spirit, but you know, that's gonna be fun. So with commuting, do most airlines have hotel allotments? Like, I think it's Envoy, or is that just with them? Yeah, I'm not familiar with hotel allotments, so I think that's just with Envoy. It might be a bonus. However, there are discounts with hotels for flight attendants, and that's across the board for all flight attendants. You just show them your badge, and not at all hotels though. There are certain websites that you can find on your employee page, or you can find in Facebook groups among your airline that will tell you, hey, these are the hotels near our base that will give us a discount on the hotel. But the hotel price, it ranges, with our discount, it'll range from between 70, maybe like between 60 to 75, $80. So that's a pretty good discount. And if you're able to network when you go to training, definitely network and talk to other classmates because you guys may be based in the same area. And then you already have one roommate. If you so choose to go the hotel route and you want to just make your hotel stay a little bit cheaper. And when you picked your base, did you go by how many flights between the two cities or where the base flew? Actually, I didn't, which was really dumb. I just picked a base based off of vibes, which I don't recommend. I do have a video about how to choose the best domicile. Yes, and one of the points that I made is that you want to choose something that has a lot of flight availability. That's like a really good tip to use. A place that you can drive to if you're close enough. Like, let's say if you're commuting from Austin to Dallas, I think that's 2 hours away, but if you were in Houston, that's 4 hours away. So I would choose to be based in Austin because that's a closer commute. And if there weren't any flights, then there is an option for me to drive. I could take an Uber. It'd be a little bit expensive, but I could take an Uber if I didn't feel like driving. I'm sure they have a train route, any place that has multiple ways to get there, not just by plane, is preferred. And under 2 hours is preferred, definitely. But definitely let me know in the comments and I will drop down the video that I made about choosing a domicile. Oh, and the other way, let's say, okay, for my example, going from Atlanta to Denver, if somehow all the flights were full, I could go from Atlanta to Dallas. But let's say something is going on in Denver. And for this example, we'll say that there's a winter storm. There's a winter storm in Denver. And that's why all the flights are canceled, are full, are overbooked, whatever the case may be, which this does happen a lot. So I would have to go, me thinking outside the box, I would have to do something like go from Atlanta, then go to Dallas to Aspen, or go to Dallas to Durango, Colorado, and then go from Durango to Denver, or go from Durango, get a rental car, and then drive. Those are your options. You have to get super creative, but sometimes you can fly from a main area, an international airport to a regional to get back to an international airport, like a major airport. That's doing the most, but it's either sometimes you have to do the most or get fired. You've already invested a lot of time. You have to just go ahead and do the most. So that's why commuting can get a little stressful when you have to do all of that. That was not for me. And luckily, when I was based in Denver, the weather was pretty much good. And I always came in the night before anyway, or the first flight of the day, so everything was fine. But today's a new day, so wooden base, you gotta do new things for a new day. Okay. Yeah, if I remember, then I will add the domicile video in there. My wife is going to be FA training in another month and a half. Do you have any tips for memorizing PAs? Definitely recording yourself. So find your favorite song that you listen to all the time. Get the, what do you call that? I forgot the word of what you call when it's just the beats and not the lyrics. Anyways, get the beats and then turn the PA into a song, the PA announcements into a song. Record yourself, and that's what you're gonna listen to instead of music. Yeah, you're gonna listen to that when you get up, when you take a shower, when you go for a walk, when you're in the car driving. That's how you're gonna memorize it. Best way. And another way is to practice. You have to keep your wife inspired and motivated and let her repeat those announcements to you. And break them up into sections. Like, don't try to memorize all of it at once. That's overwhelming. If it's 5 paragraphs, break it up to every 4 sentences. That's the best way. I hope that helps. Oh, if you're new, like the video, say hey. Let's see. I'm almost finishing my training in South Africa, and you're probably looking for a job. Sorry, let me read that again. I'm almost finishing my training in South Africa and probably looking for a job. Help me on that, please. Girl, where do you want to work? You want to be a flight attendant? Because that's what this channel is about. Trust me, flight attendant, all airlines are hiring. They're hiring. I promise you, you can If one door closes, 20 more are waiting on you. Don't don't be too picky. If you just need a job, apply to be a flight attendant. They will hire you. But what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to be a flight attendant? Is there anything else you had in mind? I honestly don't know who else is hiring. But there are plenty of different airline jobs that you could apply to. Like, you don't just have to be a flight attendant. You could be a gate agent, be one of the ramp people. You could work a call center for a gate agent. Yes, I'm on my flight attendant training in South Africa. Then you're not looking for a job. Am I reading that correctly? So you're working. I hope you guys don't that's another thing. It's called flight attendant training, but you're at work. Like, you have the job. You just gotta pass the test and get to the next step. That's how I look at it. Like, you had to fill out a W-2 and all that stuff. And you're getting paid. Okay. I'm a Twinkie at the end of its shelf life. My daughter is married and lives in another city, and my husband died. I'm doing this for me. Old hags represent. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. But, okay. Empty nesters in the house. One time for the empty nesters. Yeah, this is a great job for empty nesters to travel the world and, live your life. Do not overwork yourself. I don't feel like empty nesters overwork themselves at all. But a lot of the senior mamas are empty nesters. And they enjoy it. But what city do you live in? Where does your daughter live? You can go visit her unannounced with your benefits. I don't recommend, but you could. Okay. If you need a foot in the door, you can apply to be customer service, gate agent, ramp agent. It's a high rate turnover. Yeah, definitely. All three of those, I've seen a lot of gate agents. Every time I meet a gate agent, they're like, oh my God, I'm about to apply to be a flight attendant. I'm like, you should, because girl, y'all be going through it. And then they're always telling me, yeah, they're about to transition or it's their last day as a gate agent. They're about to be a flight attendant. I'm like, that's what's up. And customer service too. If you can do customer service as a flight attendant, not as a flight attendant, but customer service for an airline, hire, because I see the people at the counter and sometimes they just, when someone walks up with an attitude, it's like, please, I could not do that job. Oh, wait. No, I'm not working yet. It's an academy, so I have to look for a job myself. Oh, they're doing things differently in South Africa. So you're going to a flight attendant school, and then you have to apply to be a flight attendant. You need to come to America because they're making you jump through hoops. It's not that deep. Come on over here, girl. Come to America. Oh, thanks. I didn't kill him, or at least that's what I told the cops. Girl. We didn't ask all that. But this is a safe space. You live to see another day. Now you can travel the world without and you don't even need a return flight. What if people were trying to be flight attendants to escape? Like, oh my God, that would be a good job to leave because, so I've been on TikTok lately, and we are in a recession, inflation, all that good stuff. But somehow people are still flying, finding the coins to get on a flight because all of my flights have been full. But what I've been seeing on TikTok is that people have been going from, where have they been going? Like taking one-way trips, like going to Cuba, not Cuba, because you can't go there. I don't think you can go there right now. DR, Mexico, things like that. And then they get stopped at the gate because the gate agent or whoever is like, where is your return flight? Like, you cannot just stay there. And whatever is going on, they make them buy a ticket to return, like right there on the spot, or else you can't leave. And I'm like, who is out here just buying a one-way ticket out the country? Like, what y'all doing? I've never done that before. Well, I'm a flight attendant, so I can do that. But prior, I would never do something like that. More importantly, the funds. Where are we getting the funds to do that? And just live out the country? Like, they obviously don't have a cat or any pets or any kids to just leave. Oh wait, let me read these comments. I like to keep things friendly and that would kill it. I'm confused about your last video because I'm Philly based and y'all reserve work a little different. How so? Like, how's your reserve schedule? What does it look like? Like, how is it different? And then maybe I can explain from there. I'm in Las Vegas. No reason for attitudes. No reason not to hold each other up. Not just the attitude. They check in at 11 when the flight is at 11:10 and want us to skip them in TSA. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when people do that, and it's like, honey, the flight is gone. That's the part that I think would suck as a gate agent, is when you have to tell when someone is running, and I mean running, sweating, especially when they bring like a whole school bus of children with them. And let's say the flight leaves at 11:30 and they show up at like 11:20. And you as the gate agent, you have to be one to tell them, the door is closed and I'm not opening it. People get so upset because they're like, no, it doesn't leave till 11:30. Why is the door closed? Da, 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 da. And it's like, you have to be here 15 minutes before the door closes. Like, that's how the argument starts. And then they get so mad. I've seen that happen one too many times. And I'm just like, oh, y'all got it. My side hustle is working as a stand-up comic in Vegas. Oh, that's nice. I feel like Vegas is always busy or popping. I don't know. I don't know what word I want to use. It's one of those places that's always busy. So you're going to always have business. And if you're funny, then girl, that's even more money. Thanks, girl, means a lot to me. Thanks for responding. You're welcome. Someone got a one-way ticket to Canada the other day, and I was like, sir, when you coming back? They will ask for that return ticket. I tried to help him out before, to help him out. Hope he made it. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? See, and you're just trying to help. I wouldn't even, it's like when you try to help, but it's like, just let them take that L once they arrive there, because they might want to try to argue with you. But yeah, I watched a TikTok and a girl said she was going to DR and going to live there with a friend, and the rent was going to be like $400 between the two of them. And she was like, oh, well, I'm living in my mom's house anyway. That sounds way better. So she got a one-way, and then I think it was when she arrived, they were like, where's your return ticket? Like, you cannot live here forever. And I don't know. I wouldn't even have done that to begin with, but I definitely would not buy a return ticket on the spot. I would just be like, okay, well, you can just put me back on the next flight to come back to America, because I'm not buying a ticket. That was about dropping in to see my daughter unannounced with keeping my relationship friendly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't do that. I was just kidding. Let her know. Let her know when you would love to see her. Or y'all could go on a vacation, because you have flight benefits. The whole family could go on a vacation. That'll be better. You had the mad in the comments in the last video. Oh my God. That was crazy. I don't even understand. I don't understand how that video went so left. But honestly, the word snitch, I feel like that word is obviously triggering. So, and from what I learned in the comments, a few gay agents were letting me know that basically it's their job to report what's going on and report if they, I don't know, it's their job to report if I'm showing up less than 10 minutes. I did not know that. I didn't know that. So I'm like, okay, learn something new every day. But again, if it's your job to report, reporting is snitching. It is what it is. Like, don't be mad. Don't be mad. And obviously, there's no way to avoid you. You're literally at the gate. But it wasn't a video to like shame gay agents, but they took it so personally. And I'm like, oh my God. The stress of being not a flight attendant, but a gay agent must be a lot. People get mad when they buy skip lagged. Oh my God, I used to buy skip lag tickets. Okay, wait, let me finish reading this. People get mad when they buy skip lag tickets, and then at the gate they have to check their carry-on because the overheads are full. So the luggage is going to Orlando when they are. That sucks. That has never happened to me. I used to buy skip lag tickets, but I would only buy connecting. I am a nonstop girly. If I cannot get there nonstop, I'm not going. These days I'm not going, because I don't want to change planes unless we're going to Asia. We need to be going across the world. I'm not taking 2 flights to go to Vegas. I'm not taking 2 flights to go to Denver. No, I don't care. I'm not doing that. And when you have a connecting flight, it leaves more room for losing your luggage. Also, a tip for the luggage, put an air tag in it. Put an air tag in it. So when they lose it, then you can say, I know exactly where it is. Oh, hey. Oh, make sure if you're in here, like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I promised her for her 15th birthday a trip to Atlanta. Oh, a trip to Atlantis. That's a big difference. It's the first trip I'm taking once my flight benefits as my birthday present for her because I couldn't afford it back then. Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah. Definitely take trips. Take trips wherever you can go. And it doesn't have to be out the country. It literally. That's what I've learned being a flight attendant. I used to be like, yeah, I gotta go, you know, put some stamps on the passport. But since I've been traveling to different places, I learned that, wow, I really actually like Colorado. I love Montana. There are actually some parts in Idaho that are cute. So we have the whole United States to check out before we start rushing to leave the country. And Alaska. I've been to Hawaii, but I mean, for people who haven't been to Hawaii, like there's Hawaii. There's plenty of places to check out without going far. Oh, wait. Is it easy to commute from Las Vegas? Possibly. You just have to try it out. But from Las Vegas to where? I think it is easy. I'm gonna say it's easy to commute because there are a lot of other airports and a lot of airlines that fly there. So you have a lot of options. However, there are so many events that go on and so many people going there and the people on standby who go there. So that's something you have to think about. I start training in June and can't wait to start this journey. Your videos have definitely helped. Oh, yay. Nice. I'm glad it helped. Are you a line holder? No, not right now. Right now, I am on reserve AM, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And so far, I don't have any complaints. I honestly don't have any complaints. And I might do it next month. For May, I might. I don't know. We'll see. How long are you going to be on standby for? On standby for what? I don't know what the question standby for. Okay, well, I'm waiting for him to respond. I'm sorry if you've already said this, but do you fly regional or mainline? I fly regional. Wait, so when you hold a line, to hold it for the remainder of your career or for a certain amount of time? So it's based on company needs. So in my scenario, I'm based in Dallas, Fort Worth, and right now we've cut down our number of line holders that we need. And we don't really have that many flight attendants to begin with. So it's just like I did qualify to be a line holder, and then they reduced the number of lines, so now I don't meet that quota. So like the minimum was maybe 120 and I'm number 135. So they don't need me. Now, I still have the possibility I can bid, which is also means request, to be a line holder, and there is a possibility that I can, because the senior people who can get a line if they bid for a line. Sometimes they don't bid for a line. Sometimes they will bid for reserve because they're so high on the seniority list that they know they won't get called, but not here in Dallas because we don't have that many. But they'll either make themselves on reserve so that they can A, the days they went off, and B, hopefully not get called. What do you like about regional? Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I know that I'm not gonna do mainline. That's what I do know. I'm not going to training again. I mean, it has its ups and downs. I like that I don't work with that many people. That's fine. Yeah. Depending on where I'm based as a regional, I can move up in seniority really fast. Like if I would have stayed in Denver, my seniority would have been like cream of the crop by now, but I didn't. But if I did, I would be cream of the crop. I would probably always bid reserve and I wouldn't be called as much. But, you know, I just had to do what I wanted to do. And now I'm here in Dallas where the company needs here are not favorable to the lifestyle that I'm trying to live. But that's okay. That's okay. That's why I will definitely say, wherever you're based, give it a chance first. Don't just rush. Do not just rush to where you want to go. Like, give it a moment because I'm always, every other month, I'm like, girl, you had it made in Denver. You should have made it work. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Um, oh, so the base has a lot to do with it. Interesting. A base has a, it's not only the base, it's company needs. Sometimes they will have more aircrafts going to that base. Like Chicago is a place that has all carriers, like all aircrafts. So they have a lot of flight attendants and they send a lot of people there. So it's easy to raise their seniority. We don't have a lot of flights in Dallas. We only have one aircraft here, whereas like Chicago has 4 different types. So there's not like a need, if that makes sense. It really all depends. I think the best way, wherever you find out your base, definitely try to find someone who is already at that base. And you can do that through Facebook and you can personally ask them like, hey, what is it like when you started out? How long did it take you to get a line? Because that varies per base. Like when I was based in Denver, people would say, oh, you'll get a line fast within 4 months. And I was listening to everyone, all of the advice in Denver. And so I just thought, okay, cool. It's going to be like this everywhere. And then when I got to Dallas, whole different ball game. No, ma'am. There were people in Dallas who have been on reserve as a flight attendant for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years until they became a line holder. Like, that's not the case in Denver. In Denver, 4 months, then you become a line holder. So it really just all depends. If you didn't have to go through training again, would you prefer mainline? Um, uh, I mean, I guess that could be cool. That could be an option. I don't know. Honestly, I would probably just like skip to private. That's what I would do. Just skip all the way to private and do private. Like if you're gonna be serving people, just serve the wealthy. Just skip all the way to the wealthy. That's in my opinion. But I know that's not for everybody. I personally, in my mind, if I'm gonna be passing out food, drinks, yada yada yada, I'd rather deal with, you know, 2 to like 12 people than to deal with 200 people. Like, no, I'm good. That's just my logic. And some people say that wealthy individuals are, difficult, nasty, all these horrible things, but not with me. They won't be like that with me. It'll be a vibe. So, yeah, I would skip to private. That's what I would do. Do you have a lot of layovers or are you home every night? Oh, yeah, we have a lot of layovers, definitely. And like if I have a 4-day trip, it's gonna be 3 nights of layovers. So, well, like an overnight. Y'all, I guess this is the dog walking time. You know what's crazy is that as many dogs I see in the airport, first of all, if you're bringing your dog to the airport, you love your dog. That's number one. Love, unconditional. But these dogs don't be barking. Like they don't bark. To me, any dog that doesn't bark has a great life. Fabulous life. And these dogs don't bark. They're good. They're better than the passengers. Quiet. They just sit and go to sleep. They're awesome. And you know what? You know the like average police dog is like a German Shepherd, or at least in my mind, it's a German Shepherd. Now they have different types of dogs these days. Like I don't know what the breed is, but they look like unassuming. They look very, I don't know, they just look like regular like dogs that would not go crazy if you had something. Like they look like family dogs that you would take pictures with. But those are their new dogs that they have. I need to take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture and show you guys the dogs that they have that are the new security dogs. I have not seen a German Shepherd since I saw it one time when I went to, what airport was that? I think it was Philly, either Philly or New York. And they had like 3 dogs, which, I mean, I like dogs. I like dogs. But those dogs look like they look like if they smell anything, they're gonna report it immediately. Tips for first-time flight attendants that wasn't in your videos. LOL, I watched all your videos and got a CGO from American. Thanks, girl. Oh, yay. Nice. Congratulations. So when do you start training? Thank you so much for taking the time to help answer our questions. You're welcome. Oh, guys, I am so sorry. It's like this weird angle, but we're not here to look at me. We're here to answer questions. In the meantime, what are you guys watching on Netflix? I have Netflix and Hulu. Please give me some shows that you guys are watching because I need something else to watch. I've watched everything. Got addicted to Daisy Jones and the Six. What is that? Are those shows on Netflix or Hulu? Oh, you know what? That's another thing I wanted to say about shows. Y'all, please. Well, one, let me say this. I'm the type of person that I don't watch scary movies because I actually get scared. Like, that's number one. But I can watch, like, I'll watch crime, mystery-esque type of movies. Thriller, I can watch that segment. But once we go into that nightmare, trying to kill you in your sleep type stuff, I don't know. Anyways, I was watching The Watcher on Netflix, and it's the show where the neighbor is like being watched, blah 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 blah. In the middle of me watching the show, I'm taking care of the passengers. I kid you not, there was a couple that looked exactly like one of the couples on the show. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I can't watch TV. Because it was just so weird. They looked like them. And I'm like, yo, every time I watch mystery shows or anything like that, passengers, there's always a passenger that looks like them. So I had to stop watching that on the plane. Because no. So if I only watch those types of shows and if I watch those types of shows, imagine if I was watching like that Jeffrey Dahmer movie. No. I try not to watch shows like that because I promise you, everybody starts looking like a killer suddenly. Everyone was like, they might be related to the killer, they might be their twin, it might be them. No. So I don't watch, maybe on my free time, but definitely not while I'm at work. Oh, let me read some more. They said May, June, but it's looking more like June with the background checks. The fact that they haven't given you a date, like May, June, that's like a 60-day difference. But it sounds like June, July, August, spring, summer. That's what it sounds like. Watch the originals. What is the originals on? It's on Prime. I don't have Prime. Unless you want to drop your password. I do not have Prime. Amazon Prime? Is that what you're talking about? I only have Netflix and Hulu. Oh my God, same. My training is the end of this month. Super nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. If you've been watching my videos, you're 10 steps ahead, honey. You're good. Just got my CGO. Can't wait to watch more of your videos. Yes. Congratulations. What's up? Hey. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't start on time, but we've been on here for a minute, chatting it up. Oh, if you're new, come in, like the video. What'd you miss? Not much. We talked about commuting. We answered a few questions. And now we're talking about TV shows. What are the best TV shows to watch? We had a little 5-second spiel about the last video because people were acting up. People were upset, okay? Feathers ruffled, but it's not that deep. How is LGA as a base in your opinion? I've been to LGA as a passenger, not as a flight attendant, and that's LaGuardia. I don't know. New York is just busy. New York gives me put your mask on at all times. Like, it's too much going on up there. Too much going on. Then it gets cold. And it's like, I like cold weather, but I like when it snows, but I don't like when the next day when there's dirt on the road mixed in with the snow, then it looks nasty and dirty, and that's how New York looks. I don't like that. I just don't like that. But you did say the base. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not the right person to ask. I know it's busy there. LaGuardia is busy. Especially if you're trying to commute like standby, because I have a friend who is on one of my passes and they go back and forth from LaGuardia to different places, and the commute is tough. I'm like, yikes. The flights are always full. They always have to move to a different flight. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I believe there's LGA has a train that you can take from like the other one. I think there's EWR and then there's another JFK. Yeah, so you could take the train to another airport and then commute. But JFK and LGA are definitely two popping airports. I'm new, just came across you today. Really? Where did you find me? Did you find, like, I'm curious. Because I've been trying to, do a little something on TikTok, not too much. Don't expect, I'm not going to be up there dancing, doing all that. Like, it's just going to be a short commercial clip of other videos to help bring y'all over here. I'm a YouTube person. I can do the long-term talking, not the 30-second. Like, no, that's not me. I'm about to start studying hard, changing my whole uniform as well. Okay, so are you still in the interview process? I remember we've been talking about this stuff. We might need to have a consultation to see what's up, what we can do. With Envoy's new contract raising the regional pay to $20 an hour for new hires, do you see other regionals redoing their contracts or voting in membership with AFA? I think other regionals I don't think they're gonna redo their contract anytime soon. There has to be a need to redo it. Like if multiple people are leaving, if enough people leave the company, then honestly, I feel that they will close a base down before they give people more money. They're not gonna just give more money because another place is giving more money, because as a flight attendant, a lot of flight attendants are choosing between, oh, do I want more pay or do I want to keep my seniority and just make it work and know that every year I will get a raise and I can just find a side hustle? Or do I want to get paid more, have to go through training all over again, be at the bottom of the totem pole, get crappy trips, and possibly commute? I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through everything all over again. No, never, like never. But that's my mindset. It depends on where you're at in life and what your pockets can take at the time, and it depends. It really all depends. For me, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I don't care if the next flight attendant is making $50 an hour. I'm not doing training again. So I just feel like it is a true statement that if you're getting paid more as a flight attendant, like you're doing more work, like the money is justified. They're not just giving you the money and you're doing the same amount as work. same amount of work. So for instance, they may give you, it may have gone from $25 to $28, but then there's cleaners on the planes and they let go of all the cleaners. So now you have to come early to clean the plane. You have to stay late to clean the plane before you go. And that's why you're getting a raise, because now you're picking up the slack for the people that they just let go. So you have to really ask yourself, what am I doing extra for this money? Okay? It's not just showing up to work and smiling. You're gonna have to put a little elbow grease to earn that money. That's my perspective. That's how I'm thinking. But let me know if you think differently, or if you think there's a different logic. Please feel free to let me know. That's just how I look at it. I thought we just couldn't list for more than one flight on like AA travel partner. What about JetBlue and at the gate for Delta as a backup if I'm with AA trying to see if I can get a flight and make it? I think that's okay. That's okay if it's two different airlines. However, you need to cancel your flight, because I think they do, like, if there's a big trend, then it becomes a problem. You cannot double book on the same flight, like on this with the same airline though. So you can't. If American had two flights going from DFW to LAX, you cannot book yourself for the 415 and the 515. You gotta just list one, because that's a red flag. That's gonna like flag them that, okay, you keep doing this. Not to say that people don't do it, because they do, but you know who will report you if they find you doing that. You guessed it, the gate agent. They will report you for doing that, and I believe that's part of their job as well, because you're not supposed to be double booking, because it's taken away from seats from other people. So yeah, you can't be hogging the seats, potentially hogging the seats. I got to see what in the latest video as well. Oh, good. Do you think they will ever pay for boarding? I think so. There actually are like some airlines that do pay for boarding, so I don't think that it's out of the discussion. I think that it's one day. I don't know if I'm gonna live to see that day or be working with that, but I think it is possible. It's necessary. If enough people rally, petition and bring it up, then it will definitely happen. Double booking, who actually does that? That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before. When you're trying to commute home, it's just like, honey, I just need to get there, and I need to get there quickly. I've done it before, and that's when a gate agent was telling me you're not supposed to do that. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah. And it's not good to do that anyway. So if I was to book a flight because I would be trying to get home from Denver to Atlanta, instead of trying to double book yourself for like a 4:15 flight and a 5 o'clock flight, if you don't make the 4:15 flight, then you're rolled over to the top of the list of the 5 a.m. flight. Versus if I were to book it myself, I'm gonna go in line after all of the people who missed the 4:15 flight. So it's actually better to just simply book yourself once. If you happen to miss the flight, then you get the gate agent to just roll you over and then you'll be first in line. That's better than double booking anyway. But don't double book because you will get in trouble. You can get in trouble if someone tells. Once I get into the flight attendant industry, I'm going to be doing the right thing. Going to try my power not to be late one time. I mean, give yourself grace. Stuff happens. We do have excuses we can use. Like, I think we have like up to 5 times you can call in. With my company, with other companies, you might have more options, but just give yourself room. Like, for me, I always show up to the airport like probably like 15-20 minutes before I need to be there, because I have a employee shuttle to take, but I still leave in advance because there's traffic. What if the bus is running late? What if I forget something and I need to run back home? So just having a window for error. What if I get random in TSA at KCM and have to go through TSA and it's a long line? Even though if I'm in uniform, I can cut the line. But, you know, just little stuff like that, you want to give yourself grace so you're not rushing, because you don't want to rush with all your luggage. That's not a good idea. Oh, do you guys have any more questions? What time is it? Oh my God, I've been on here for a minute. Oh, John, I don't know if you're still in here, but how did you find my channel? I'm just curious. Was it TikTok? Or like just on YouTube? Because I wanted to know, is TikTok doing what it needs to do? How long would you be on standby after you graduate flight attendant school? Be on standby. Have standby flights? Like, you always fly standby, if that's what you mean, or on call. On call depends on company needs. Being on reserve, which is on call, depends on company needs, if that's what you're mentioning. If you're talking about standby flights, that is a benefit that you receive as being a flight attendant. And you'll always be standby, unless you want to buy a ticket. You can buy a ticket for, I wouldn't say a whole lot cheaper, but you could buy a ticket. I would just take the risk and do standby. Like, we already don't get paid a lot. I'm not buying a ticket. No. Okay, guys. Well, it's been a minute. We're gonna have to wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like it up if you're re-watching this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know down in the comments what type of topics you would like me to go over. If you have any more questions. Also, the videos I need to link, I think it was the Domicile one. I don't remember the other one. But I will see you guys in the next one.